Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking to you or explaining to you or showing you rather how you can go about creating your CIC profile and how you can go about creating the application for your study permit. Now, creating the profile, it's very similar whether you're doing an express entry profile, whether you're creating a profile for a visa application, whatever you're doing, the initial questions are very similar. So I'm just going to run through it and you will see that. I am going to go as basic as I possibly can. My apologies for those who already know how to do these things. I'm just going to try and walk through everything so those who don't know will know. So we're going to do how to apply for a Canada study permit. And we're going to choose the first thing that comes up, study permit, how to apply Canada. And then we're going to scroll down, and this is some very good information, some information that will be very helpful before you apply. So you can go through these. So we're gonna follow these instructions and see where it takes us, okay? So we're applying for a permit outside of Canada. Now, if you're inside of Canada, of course, you would choose this option, but for those who are living in a country or currently residing in a country outside of Canada, this is the option you would choose. And I'm going to fill out this application as if I am in Jamaica. And how do I want to apply? As I had mentioned to you in my previous video, applying online is the best option. As it says here, recommended. So applying online, and it gives you so much information. You can read the instruction guide. It takes you, it gives you step-by-step information on all that you need. So I would recommend that you go through this before you even attempt to apply, and it breaks down all the information that you need. Okay, so I am going to proceed down here, and step 5 is you creating an account. After you have gone through all the other steps, we're at the point where we create an account. And to create an account, you're going to either create a GC key or you're going to do a sign-in partner. If you do not have an account, we can register a new account. So we're going to register with GC key. We are going to sign up. We are going to accept the terms and conditions. We're going to create a username. So you create a username that's unique for you, whether it be your first name initial, your last name, or just create something unique that's not going to be easy to guess. And here are some instructions on how you can go about creating your username. After you have done this, it's going to ask you to create a password and some questions and answer just in case you get locked out of your account. Okay, so guys, I had gone ahead and created a profile, a fake profile with John Brown, and it locked me out, so I'm going to go back in. So this is what it looks like. I haven't started any application as yet, so I'm going to do an application, apply to come to Canada, and then it's asking for a personal reference code. Now if you had fill out that question, one of those questions, if you're eligible to come to Canada, it would give you a reference code based on the answer that you get at the end, but we can just simply say we do not have a personal reference code, so we're going to hit this option, visitor visa, study and or work permit, because we are applying for a study permit. Okay, now we're going to answer these questions. What would you like to do in Canada? So we would like to study in Canada. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? Now, we're planning to stay in Canada temporarily, but more than 6 months. If it's less than 6 months, you do not need a study permit, and that would not qualify you to get your postgraduate work permit after. So we're doing temporarily more than 6 months. You're not going to do permanently either because we're not at that point as yet. We want to let Canada Immigration know that you plan to come and study and return to your home if things don't work out as planned. Okay, we're not going to be running off. So temporarily more than 6 months. Select the code that matches the one on your passport. Now, if we check our passport or code, there's a code for our country, and in this case, it's Jamaica, so it's JAM. You can just type in the name of the first three letters of your country, and it comes up. What is your current country, territory of residence? If you are presently in Canada, you can select Canada. So if you were currently in Canada on a visitor's visa, you could hit Canada, but we are in Jamaica, so we're going to go with Jamaica. Do you have family members who is a Canadian citizen, permanent resident, and is 18 years of age or older? So this person definitely has to be over the age of 18. So if you have a 2-year-old who was born in Canada, you cannot hit yes for this one. If you have a relative who is studying in Canada currently, you cannot hit yes either, because they're on a study visa just as how you're gonna be on. So in this case, I'm gonna hit no because I don't have any relatives in Canada. And we're gonna choose our date of birth. This is not my date of birth, guys. I'm just choosing a random date here. And then we go next. And the next question, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a valid U.S. citizenship and immigration services number? And I am going to hit no because my answer is no to that question. I can't tell you what your answer is to that question. Have you been accepted to a designated learning institution? So the school that you apply to, of course, you have to send an application to the school and get accepted before you create your profile or before you even apply for the visa. And your school must be a designated learning institution, and we can talk more about that later. You can also hit the link here, sorry, if you want to see the name of the schools that are on the designated institution list. You can go based on the province. So we are in Ontario, and then we can find the list of the schools. So I am gonna let's do Humber, and all the Humber campuses came up. This is the DLI number, which we're gonna need later in when we are filling out our form. We'll come back to that. And it's yes, they do offer postgraduate work permit eligibility. And let's do Centennial. That's a very popular one. And yes, so whatever school you apply to, please ensure it's very important that it's a postgraduate, it's a DLI, designated learning institution, that offers postgraduate work permit eligibility. Okay, so we're going to go back to this question. So yes, we got accepted to a school. What is your marital status? So I am going to do never married, okay? And of course, if you're married, you're going to choose married. What is your province of destination? So you choose the province that you would be applying, that your school would be in. And guys, the questions that you see here is very similar to most of the questions that they will be asking when you're doing basically every application to come to Canada. Even when you're applying for your express entry profile, it asks you these questions as well. So that's why it's asking if you're visiting multiple provinces, select the one which you will be spending most of your time. So if you're applying for a visitor's visa, these initial questions will be the same. So we're going to do Ontario, the popular province. Then we're going to go next. And then it says you may be eligible to come to Canada as a student. Now we're going to continue with the questions here. And it says you are almost there. I'm going to go next to see what comes up. Do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? So no. So we're going to do no to this question. I have a study permit. So yes, I have a study permit for a specific institution. So we're applying for the study permit. So the answer is no to this question. Are you an exchange student? No, you're not. Is work an essential component of your studies? No, it is not. We would love to work, but it's not essential. And whenever there's a question and you're not sure what the answer should be, or you're not sure what it's asking, you can always hit the question mark here and it gives you a little bit more explanation. Fine. For some academic programs, work experience is part of the curriculum. So that is if you did a you're studying something that has co-op, and co-op is basically work experience. You do some amount of time in class, and then it requires for you to go and work with an employer. So our answer to this one is no. If you chose a program that offers co-op, your answer would be yes in this case. Are you a spouse, common law partner, or child of a certain skilled worker, or of certain full-time international student that has or will have status in Canada? We're going to do no to this question. This is for those persons who are taking their children with them, their young children under the age of 18, and they're filling out a study permit for them, or a student visa rather. Are you a recipient of Commonwealth Scholarship, a recipient of bursary, a participant in a Canadian aid program? You know the answer to this question. The answer for me is a no. Okay. Are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has recently been approved to come to Canada? You know the answer to that question, but I'm going to hit no. Have you ever committed, been arrested for, been charged with, or convicted of any criminal offense in any country? My answer to that is no. Have you had a medical exam performed by IRCC, authorized panel physician doctor, within the 12 months? No. Have you visited or lived in any of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? And we do not know what the designated countries are. I can tell you guys Jamaica is not on that list, but you can go here, you can right click because you don't want it to mess up what you have here, and you can find the designated countries that are part of this list. Yes. And here is the designated, so we can search Jamaica, and Jamaica does not require. Okay, so continuing, and we say no. Next. So guys, I got kicked out. If you ever get kicked out, your application, however far you were, will be saved. So you just hit continue application and it takes you back to where you were the last time. So have you had a medical exam? No. Designated countries for 6 consecutive months? No. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? So in this case, if I was submitting an application for a spouse to come with me, for a child to come with me, I would select yes, but I'm going to go simple and say no. It's just me traveling. Are you giving someone access to your application? This is if you had an immigration lawyer, for example, or someone you need to work on your behalf with this application, but I'm going to say no because I'm saving myself some money and doing it myself. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint, photo, biometrics for an application to come to Canada? I would say yes, because you definitely need to do your biometrics to come to Canada. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying for your fees? Yes, I'll be paying for my own fees. Are you able to make a digital copy of your documents with a scanner? Yes, I can, or I can use my phone. Will you be paying your application fees online? Yes, I will. To pay online, you need a credit card or a debit card. So yes, I am. So it gives you an opportunity to review the questions and the answers that you gave. And guys, this page will always come up. So if there's something that you made a mistake on, you can always go back and change it by hitting the pencil and you change it. So we're gonna continue. So this just gives us some steps on how you can fill out your application. You can read through that. That will appear almost every time that you sign in. So we're going to continue. So this is now our application. This is all that we need to fill out. So we need to apply. This is the application for a study permit made outside of Canada. We would need to download this document and fill it out. We need to provide a scanned copy of our passport. So you would scan the page that has your picture, as well as all visas and all traveling stamps that you have in your passport, and you can hit the question mark and it gives you full details on everything you need to provide in that scan. The page that shows your birth date and the country of origin, and any stamps, visas, whether it's a US visa, a US stamp, whether you went to Germany, England, wherever you went, you definitely need to get that stamp scanned and uploaded here, and you'd upload everything as one file. Your letter of acceptance from the school that you studied, the proof of means of financial support, so you could upload your bank statements. You could also upload, if someone is sponsoring you, could upload a letter stating that they're sponsoring you, and the whole works. But I think it's best that you show 6 months bank statement, a digital photo of yourself, family information, another form that we would need to fill out, an application for a temporary resident visa made outside of Canada. So you definitely need to fill this out because you are going to be applying for a visa, and your client information. Now, as you can see, guys, this asks nothing about a police record, but you definitely need a police record. So I would suggest that you get that police record done and you upload it here. And also, every application that I have done, I have always done an explanation letter. Now, what's an explanation letter? An explanation letter, I am basically telling them why I'm coming to Canada, what my plans are while I'm studying, what my plans are after I've finished studying. I want to let them know that I will be returning to my country. I am not coming to Canada to cause any issues, to be involved in anything illegal. You don't have to, but I always give an explanation letter for any document that I am, or any application that I submit to CIC. I always give an explanation letter. So I would create those as one. I would attach the police record and the explanation letter as one document and upload, because you can only upload one document to each section here. So yeah, that's it, guys. You have created your profile. Hey guys, so as I have previously told you, if you made an error or if you realize that you answered one of the questions incorrectly and you needed to make a change, you can always change the answers to your question, and that will affect what is shown up here in your documents. So I'm going to modify one of the answer to the questions that I did, and that is the question about the biometrics. I had initially hit yes, but I'm going to change that answer to no and see what happens. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprints and photo biometrics for an application to Canada? So we're going to change that to a no. And why I'm going to change this to a no is because we are just starting our application, right? And though we need to give our biometrics, we haven't given it as yet. And we want the fee for the biometrics to show up in our application so we can pay it here when we're making our submission, so we don't meet up in any issues later on. So I'm going to change this to a no and then update my information. And then it will ask all the questions that came after, and I will keep those answers. Yes, I will pay my application fee, and then that's it. And then we're going to continue. Let's see if there were any changes to the application. So everything looks the same so far, and see what happens. The biometric fee was added. So now we're gonna have to pay a total of 235 Canadian dollars. So I just made that, well, let's just say I made that error so that we can see how we can go about and change the information that we had initially inputted. You can always go back and change the information as long as you haven't submitted your application. Most of the things, or most of the answer to the questions, you can go back and change, and some of them will affect the document requirements and the fee. So here we go. The biometrics fee is now showing. It's very important that the biometrics fee is showing because you have to get it done, and it may delay the process if you don't make the payment all at once. Okay? But if there is someone who wants me to create a profile to show you what it will look like if you are applying for family to come with you, then I can also do that. So that's it, guys. So until next time, I will be showing you how to fill out those documents. Please stay safe and be blessed. Bye.